Okay.
Okay, so C1 class here, and the question, we're talking about the habitual past. And the question is, how was your life before COVID-19? How was your life before the world pandemic? How was your life before all of this fear, paralysis, and nonsense and craziness that we're living in this apocalyptic world now? So we're going to use the past habitual. So I'll tell you something. Well, before the COVID-19, I used to have a very successful and thriving academy in which a lot of people would come to study. Now everything has moved on to online. I always had a lot of people visiting the academy. I often had very nice groups of people coming in and learning, and I was always teaching back to back. I was teaching back to back. Now I'm teaching back to back online, but it's a different thing. Before the COVID, I would have my students practice with me. We would have coffee together. We would practice in groups. We would just have a great time here at the academy. And I used to have a security guard. I used to have a secretary. She would bring me my coffee, my juice with ice, and I used to have a guy that would help me clean the academy. He was always cleaning up after every class, and life used to be different before the COVID-19. I'm not complaining. I'm not a complainer. I'm not doing that. What I am saying is that I'm using the habitual past to talk about routines or actions that were true in my life or habits of the past. I, for one, I don't care about the past. It's over. It's gone. We can't control it. So now we need to focus on the present. But grammatically, if I need you to talk about a habitual past, stuff that you used to do but you don't do anymore, these are your tools, your grammatical tools. Number one, the modal verb, used to plus the verb in the base form. Secondly, you're going to use an adverb of frequency, which are those words, always, usually, quite often, occasionally, etc., plus the simple past form, or a simple past verb. Number three, you can use an adverb of frequency plus the past continuous. The past continuous is the form of the verb be plus the verb in the ing form. We're just adding an adverb of frequency. Number four, you can use the modal verb would, which is the past tense of will, to talk about things that were true in the past. And remember to use the verb in the base form. So to give you an example, how was your life before COVID-19? I used to have several employees. With an adverb of frequency, I often had back-to-back classes. Here, often is the adverb of frequency, had is the simple past form of the verb. Adverb of frequency plus past continuous. Let's see. I always was teaching. I was teaching and having a good time with students. I am having a good time now, but online. Okay. Would plus verb in the base form. Let's see. We would have coffee. You remember how delicious my coffee was?
Yeah.
We would have
Yeah.
coffee, and sometimes we would joke around, you know? Sometimes we would joke around, etc. You know. Okay, so there you go. Easy peasy. That's how I talked about my past routines, my past actions, or things that were true in the past tense. And that's what you're going to do as an advanced speaker. You're going to combine all of your, these are your weapons, right? Like in a video game, right? So this is your shield, this would be your sword, this would be a spear, perhaps this would be a machine gun, I don't know. But all of these are your weapons. And in order to win the game, you have to use all your weapons correctly. And that's what you guys are going to do. Right now, you guys are going to practice speaking about the habitual past using your arsenal of past tense weapons. And you're going to answer this question. How was your life before COVID-19? So let's go ahead and practice.